Contrary to opinion, 13 is a lucky number for Stalker 2, as it's been 13 whole years since Stalker Call of Pripyat came out, and now, in 2022, we're finally getting our unirradiated hands on Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. I've trawled through all the information I could find online to bring you 22 things you need to know about Stalker 2, from arch anomalies to campfire mechanics, so let's get going, and be warned, Stalker, there are some small spoilers in here for Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl. Right, first things first, Stalker 2 is coming out on the 28th of April 2022. Owners of an Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S or a Windows PC will be able to play Stalker 2 as soon as it comes out, and it'll be available on Game Pass on day 1, which is a nice little bit of spice. However, this exclusivity is timed, so after the first 3 months, you'll also be able to get it on the Epic Store. Now that we've got all the technicalities out of the way, onto the story and structure of the game itself. If you're new to the series, the TLDR is that you're a stalker, someone who enters the radioactive zone to find the mysterious artifacts that confer useful abilities, or to seek out the truth behind what's causing the anomalies and the mysterious power of the zone. Stalker 2 has a non-linear story, meaning that it doesn't sound like there's a main quest line that you have to do in order. Instead, like the other games, allowing you to explore the world at your own pace and hoover up side quests and artifacts hiding around the world. Your ultimate duty, though, is to decide the fate of the zone. No pressure. Zakhar Botcharov, GSC Game World's PR manager, has given details on how long Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl is. Even if you mainline the main quest, it's very long apparently, and can take hundreds of hours to complete if you explore everything and do all the side quests. So, pretty big then. Sitting around the campfire and savouring the relative safety of the warmth, listening to the soft music of the guitar and stories from your fellow stalkers was one of the respites Stalker offered you from the harsh zone and all its horrors that were oh so eager to kill you. Lull the hours, or more realistically, minutes away in Stalker Heart of Chernobyl with more campfire content, some of which is available if you buy the special edition. Additional guitar tunes and tales are available if you splurge on the fancier version, but I'm wondering if the campfire plays a bigger part in the game even without the buy the special version incentive. With it being such a beloved part of the original games, there's the possibility that it's been expanded in Stalker 2 with more songs and tales to find and add to the campfire roster, whether that's through meeting new NPCs or finding something like guitar music in the ruins of the zone. Multiple endings are making a return too, accompanying the branched storyline that'll doubtless have you choosing which factions to side with, more on that later, and altering the zone to fit the alliances and enemies you've made. In fact, Botcharov said that it's impossible to see everything in one run, and that you'd need several playthroughs to see all the story content and endings. And boy, it's a big old world. Clocking in at almost double the size of Skyrim and ever so slightly bigger than Breath of the Wild at 24 square miles, Stalker 2's seamless open world has plenty to explore, and doubtless quite a few locations on the edge of the world that you're going to want to stay the hell away from until you're geared up. Mind you, the entire world of Stalker 2 is dangerous no matter where you are, with mutants and anomalies just waiting in the wilderness, so regardless of where you are on this map, watch your back. One thing that mutants and humans have in common is that they both wouldn't think twice about snuffing you out. But at least with humans, you can side with some of them thanks to factions. The Freedom and Duty factions are still alive and well-ish in the zone, and so far they're the only factions we actually know about. Considering Stalker Call of Pripyat had 10 factions, there are doubtless more in Stalker 2 that we just haven't heard about yet, potentially adding military, monolith and mercs as they have been in all the other Stalker games so far. On its Steam page, Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl boasts that its new advanced AI will keep even the most, quote-unquote, hard-boiled players interested. With extensive control over NPC behaviour, how enemies' routes change if you kill their friends, and the rigorous survival elements of the Stalker series, I'd guess the AI has been altered in Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl to challenge long-time players who are well versed in the dangers of the zone. Mutants and the zone go hand in mutated, bloody hand/paw/whatever the hell mutants have on the end of their limbs. Subtypes of mutants are ready and waiting in the world of Stalker 2 with different behaviours, so don't bet on knowing the modus operandi of flesh or dogs if you've played other Stalker games, as even if you run into one type of flesh, there are other versions that behave in completely different ways. Lairs are a bigger part of Stalker 2, in which you'll find a big old horde of mutants ready to hunt. These were in previous Stalker games, but it sounds like there'd be a more rounded element this time, perhaps as a series of challenges or a hunting questline. And these things? These are bloodsuckers. Bloodsuckers are bad news. Anything that can temporarily camouflage itself is bad news, but bloodsuckers are also a force to be reckoned with when they're visible, as they're completely silent when walking, and their claws ignore any armour you have. They also sleep standing up. So, yeah, enjoy that. Threats that you can see are bad enough. Those that are invisible are even worse. Yeah, bloodsuckers, I'm looking at you, but anomalies are just as deadly. These patches of fluctuating energy phenomena, depending on their type, can burn you, explode you, electrocute you, and do other horrible things to your organs, so they're not things you want to run into. Carefully feeling out your surroundings by throwing bolts ahead of you is a good way to figure out if you're about to walk into one of these unseen traps, and the S.T.A.L.K.E.R, this detector here, lends a helping hand too. Arch anomalies might be a bit more unpredictable though. They're a new kind of anomaly for you to contend with in Stalker 2, and sound like bigger, more powerful anomalies that affect a much larger area. If this is one of them, which I think it might be, you probably need more than a bolt to deal with it. This is an artifact called Jelly that recovers your stamina. Carried over from the other Stalker games is the upgraded and improved A-Life 2.0 life simulating system. This system controls the holistic, living environment of the zone and allows you to influence how the zone changes around you. Botrov mentioned in a podcast that encounters and events happen around the world and send out ripples through the AI, meaning you don't need to be around for stuff to happen. You could just catch the consequences and stumble upon a pack of dead bandits in your travels, as enemy and wildlife AI will fight each other. Stalker 2 has a day-night cycle and a dynamic weather system. It wouldn't be Stalker 2 without survival mechanics, so you'll need to make sure you have enough food, drinks, medication and alcohol to keep you on your feet and, more importantly, your heart beating. Neglect any one of those and you'll have to deal with hunger, bleeding or radiation, and getting a solid night's sleep is important too, a habit which I kinda need to work on in real life. GSC Game World has already announced that mod support is coming, so if you're so inclined, you can tinker with Stalker 2. Mods from previous games included NPCs being invulnerable to mutant damage, so similar quality of life improvements could be in the modding realm once Stalker 2 is out. An undisclosed multiplayer mode is also coming after the release as a free update. Whether this is co-op or some kind of other multiplayer thing like, look, I have to suggest this, Battle Royale, we'll just have to wait and see. Swamps are back too, and the developer said that this is the same location from Stalker Clear Sky, but as time has passed, it's looking a bit worse for wear. Heart of Chernobyl takes place after the second disaster, which was a massive explosion which occurred in 2006 in the in-game lore. At the end of Call of Pripyat, the zone is hinted to be expanding and might even swallow the whole of Russia or Europe. So you'd assume a sequel like Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl would tease that the zone has got bigger, yet so far it hasn't. So it could be taking place just after Call of Pripyat rather than years in the future. Teeth are under particular scrutiny by the developers. Each character will have different teeth from the next one. I didn't know what to do with this information when I found it out, but there you go. In one scene, the player character mentions that they're seeking the basement, which could be a significant location. Who knows, maybe it's this underground-looking lab. With the subtitles capitalised like that, I reckon the basement is an important location, potentially the home of something powerful like the Wish Granter from S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl. Finally, the stalker that you're playing is probably named Skiff, as that's the name of the person speaking in the trailer. And that's 22 things you need to know about Stalker 2. If you enjoyed the video, thanks very much, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Eurogamer as we have a new video out every single day. Now, get out of here, Stalker. I'll see you next time.